Losing someone is a feeling that can't really be comprehended, especially when it's sudden or something that wasn't supposed to happen. A lot of people think grief is just being sad, but it's way more than that. It can make you feel angry, confused, and exhausted, or just completely disconnected from everything around you. One day, someone is part of your normal life, and then suddenly they're gone, and your brain genuinely struggles to process it. And I think what makes unexpected deaths hurt so much is the fact that you never got to prepare for it. There is no goodbye, no warning. It's not like someone that was sick in the hospital, whether they have cancer or another disease. At least you can prepare for that. But with this, there is no chance to mentally get ready. One second, everything feels normal and fine, and the next, your entire life feels different. You start thinking about all the things you didn't say, the plans that never happened, the conversations you thought you'd have later. That later disappearing is what really messes with people. A lot of grief is also just missing the small things. People always talk about missing big moments, but honestly, it's the little random things that hit the hardest. Hearing a joke they would have laughed at, wanting to send them something funny and realizing you can't. Seeing their favorite food, their favorite game, or listen to their favorite song, or even just their contact in your phone. Those little reminders can ruin your whole mood. And grief is exhausting, like genuinely exhausting. Some people stop sleeping properly. Some people sleep too much. Some people lose their appetite completely. Even talking to people can start feeling draining. You might cancel plans, stop replying, or isolate yourself without even meaning to. Not because you don't care about people, but because your brain is already carrying so much. You might even feel guilt. A lot of people blame themselves after losing someone. They think things like, I should have checked up on them more, or I should have spent more time with them. And when the death was unexpected, those thoughts get even worse because your brain keeps trying to find a reason or someone to blame. But the truth is, you cannot spend the rest of your life punishing yourself for things you didn't know were gonna happen. And grief doesn't really leave completely, it just changes over time. At first it feels overwhelming and constant, and later it comes in waves. Some days you'll feel okay, and then something random reminds you of them, and it all comes back for a bit. That doesn't mean you're weak or not healing properly. It's normal, you lost someone important to you, of course it still affects you. And one thing that actually helps is talking about the person instead of acting like they never existed. Share your stories about them. Mention funny memories, keep pictures, listen to songs they liked. A lot of people think healing means forgetting, but it doesn't. You're allowed to keep loving and remembering someone while still moving forward with your life. And please don't deal with grief by completely destroying yourself. Don't isolate yourself forever. Don't bury everything inside. And don't rely on unhealthy stuff just to numb the pain. It might distract you for a little while, but eventually those feelings come back even harder. You have to let yourself actually process it instead of pretending you're fine. Something hard about grief as well is seeing everyone else slowly move on while you still feel stuck. At first, everyone checks on you. Everyone talks about it. Everyone understands. But as time passes, people start going back to normal, while you're still having random moments where it hits you all over again. And sometimes that makes you feel guilty, like you're supposed to be over it by now. But grief doesn't work like that. People underestimate how weird grief can make everyday life feel. You can be laughing at something 1 second and then suddenly remember the person, and your whole mood changes instantly. And then you feel bad for being happy for a moment, which is something a lot of grieving people deal with. But being able to laugh again doesn't mean you didn't care about them. It just means you're human. And grief will change your perspective on life. Losing someone unexpectedly can make you realize how fragile everything actually is. You start appreciating people more, valuing time differently, and realizing how important it is to tell people you care about them while they're still here. A lot of people become way more emotionally aware after going through loss. Anniversaries, birthdays are going to be rough. Those dates can hit harder than people expect. Even if you think you're doing okay, certain days bring back everything. Sometimes you don't even realize why you're feeling off until you remember what date it is. That's completely normal too. A lot of people also struggle with fear of forgetting. Like over time you start worrying you'll forget their voice, the little things they used to say, or certain memories. That fear can be terrifying. And that's why it helps to keep memories alive in small ways. Like I said, through photos or videos or even journaling about it, or just talking about them with people who knew them too. And you don't have to be strong all the time. A lot of people force themselves to hold everything in because they don't want to cry in front of others or seem weak. But bottling everything up usually makes it worse. Talking to someone, crying, or admitting that you're struggling doesn't make you weak at all. So to deal with grief, you need routine. Even though it sounds boring, eating properly, sleeping, going outside, working out, or studying, those little normal things help keep you grounded. When grief takes over, your life can start feeling completely chaotic. So having even a small routine can genuinely help more than people realize. One more thing, don't compare your grief to other people's. Some people cry openly, some people go quiet. Some people distract themselves with work or humor. Just because someone grieves differently than you doesn't mean they cared less or that you care more. There is no correct way to react to losing someone. And over time, the goal isn't really to stop missing them completely. The goal is learning how to live your life while carrying those memories without letting the pain consume you every single day. That takes time, and honestly, it's different for everyone. But if you're going through grief right now, please remember this. You're not failing because you're struggling. Losing someone hurts because they mattered. And healing doesn't mean leaving them behind. It just means learning how to keep going while still loving them. The biggest thing I'd say is to be patient with yourself. There is no timeline for grief. Some people heal faster, some take years, and some never fully get over it. And honestly, that's okay. Losing someone you cared about is a huge thing. You're not supposed to just magically move on after a couple of months. Just know that what you're feeling is normal, missing them is normal, crying randomly is normal, feeling angry or numb is normal. It just means they matter to you. And even though the pain sucks, it shows how much love there was in the first place.